What's going on, everybody? Roger D. Richard here with your Raw review. The show was okay, I guess. Nothing really special happened, so um, let's get to it, man. The show begins. John Cena coming out, cutting the usual Cena promo, talking about WrestleMania and all this. This leads to the primetime players coming out to interrupt him on the Titantron, and they're setting up a match with John Cena and Darren Young. John Cena's telling Darren Young, "You want to know what it's like to be in the WrestleMania main event? I'll show you what it's like." That leads to a John Cena and Darren Young match. Of course, John Cena completely squashes Darren Young, whoops his ass in about a minute or two, and the match is over. Pointless, I would say. I don't see why they even had that match. But anyway, after that, we get a video package of RYBACK and Henry. What happened on SmackDown with the Shield and all that shit, interfering in their match and them not having a match, and showing that Mark Henry hit the World's Strongest Slam on RYBACK 3 times. So this leads to a very furious RYBACK versus David Otunga. In your second match, RYBACK completely whooped David Otunga's ass, which was awesome, man, because, I love RYBACK. He's a good wrestler, and he's going to be a future WWE champion, like I said. He whooped David Otunga's ass, hit the shell shock and all that. Match is over. RYBACK cuts a promo saying that he's ready for the match with Randy Orton and Sheamus against the Shield at WrestleMania. I didn't know that match was even happening. I was pretty pissed when he said that, because I do not want to see that match at WrestleMania. Like, come on, who wants to see that shit? So this leads to Vicky Guerrero coming out. She's saying that, "RYBACK, I'm taking you out of that WrestleMania match, and you're going to have a match against Mark Henry." And I'm like, yes, thank God. Awesome, WWE. RYBACK versus Mark Henry. That's going to be a match I want to see. And I'm going to order WrestleMania just for that match, because I really want to see that match. I want to see RYBACK actually hit the shell shock on Mark Henry. That'll be awesome. Okay, after this, we get a video package showing Triple H and Lesnar and all this, talking about how Triple H and Brock Lesnar are going to have a contract signing at the end of the night. Like, who gives a damn? Anyway, this leads up to Fandango, whatever his name is. He comes out, it's his debut. His entrance is awesome. I ain't seen an entrance like that since Chris Masters' entrance. Pretty good entrance. He comes out, he's taking on Khali. Oh, I fucking hate Khali. Anyways, he's going to take on Khali. Excuse me. But, of course, he postpones his debut again because Natalya wouldn't say his damn name right. So, he says, "You know what? Y'all lost your chance. Y'all not going to see the debut of me." Okay. But anyway, match 4, R-Truth versus Damien Sandow. R-Truth character is dead, they just fucking ruined R-Truth. I mean, the crowd does not cheer for R-Truth anymore like they used to. I mean, his character is dead. Like, it's just horrible. It's like what happened to Zack Ryder dead, like, bad. Like, they need to do something with R-Truth, man, before he's just completely dead like Zack Ryder. But anyways, Damien Sandow actually gets a extreme heat in this match. The fans are booing the hell out of Damien Sandow, and that's awesome. So the match is okay, I guess. I gave it a 6 out of 10. It was a pretty good match. But the match ended with Damien Sandow running out, and it was over. R-Truth won by count out, which was pretty stupid and pointless. But anyway, up next, Undertaker's coming out to regain his urn that CM Punk had. And Undertaker's out, and he's calling out CM Punk, telling him, bring his urn and all this. And CM Punk pops up on the Titantron, and he has the urn in his hand, and he's basically talking shit and doing tricks with the urn, like throwing it and doing all kinds of shit with the urn. And then he ends up dropping the urn, and funny shit like that, man. That was a pretty good promo, and I'm actually kind of looking forward to the match now. I really wasn't, but after that, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. They actually making WrestleMania interesting. I mean, it's going pretty well. But this leads to the fucking most boring match I've seen so far. I mean, I haven't seen a boring match like this in forever. Team Hell No versus Primo and Epico. That match was so boring, and it lasted so long, and it had so much unnecessary stuff, man. It was dreadful, man. I was falling asleep. I was trying to stay up. And then the match would not end. Actually went to the restroom, came back. The match was still on. I'm like, damn, end this fucking match. Then AJ Lee comes out, skips around the ring. Like, for what? Like, what is the point? Like, okay, basically she skipped around the ring. Kane looked at her like she was retarded or something. Then finished chokeslamming Epico and pinned him. So what was the point of AJ Lee even skipping around? Okay, so this sets up, which is going to be the dumbest match at WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan and Kane taking on Dolph Ziggler and Big E Langston for the tag team titles. That is so stupid. Really? Fucking... Really? Dolph Ziggler going for the tag title? What the hell, man? Why are y'all dropping... Do not drop the ball with Dolph, man. That's some bullshit. I don't want to see that shit, dog. Man, real talk. But, this leads to Jericho and Fandango. I can't even say his damn name. Fandango segment. Fandango comes and like tells Jericho to say his name, and Jericho's making fun of it, call him Fandingo, Fan Bingo, or Fanlingo, or whatever, saying some stupid shit. But anyway, pointless segment. Okay, so this leads to match 6, Del Rio versus Rhodes. The match was good, but the fans were burned out from that Team Hell No match. You can tell the fans were so excited at the beginning of the show before that Team Hell No match. Fans are burnt out. They're not cheering. You know, it's just dead because of that match. I mean, because of the Team Hell No match. I mean, the match was good with Del Rio and Rhodes. It had a whole bunch of spots, near falls. It was a good match. But, of course, if you're going to watch a fucking 30-minute long match, you're going to be dead. You're not going to cheer for the next match. But the funny thing about it, the fans were actually chanting USA during the match. I'm guessing Jack Swagger, the fans are starting to buy into the Jack Swagger gimmick, I guess. But yeah, Del Rio ends up winning with the arm breaker. And that's the end of that. So, this leads to match number 8. We get Ziggler versus Kofi Kingston. Pretty good match, fast-paced, typical Ziggler-Kofi match. It was good, gave it a 9 out of 10. Ziggler won with the zigzag, so it was a good match. Ziggler's been on a winning streak, and that's awesome. Okay, and this leads to Kane and Daniel Bryan coming out, and they cut a promo and all that bullshit, like, nobody cared. Who gives a damn? They're talking about how they're going to go against each other at WrestleMania. But whatever. Who gives a fuck? But anyway, this leads to Jericho versus Barrett versus Miz for the Intercontinental title, which was a good match. 10 out of 10. Awesome match. A whole bunch of spots, near falls. It had all kinds of shit in that match. That match was good. And then they did that fucking superplex that TNA does like in every single X Division match when they're going for the superplex on the rope. I mean on the turnbuckle, and then the other man comes in between and they turn it into a superplex or whatever. They did that, and you know WWE can't come up with their own shit. They gotta copy something. But Wade Barrett ends up winning the match with a roll up on the Miz. So it was a pretty good match. And then this leads to the Triple H and Brock Lesnar's contract signing. So basically, it was a whole bunch of pointless shit going on, boring. Triple H beating up Paul Heyman, and then Brock Lesnar ends up coming out, making a save for Heyman and all this stuff. So the stipulation is Brock Lesnar is going to go against Triple H in a no-host bar match, and if Brock Lesnar wins, Triple H's career is over. I hope to God Brock Lesnar wins, because Triple H is starting to get on my damn nerves. He's trying to come back. Like, nobody cares about you. Retire. Who cares? Who cares about Triple H, man? But overall, Raw was okay. It was unnecessary to me. It really didn't. I mean, they set up a lot of WrestleMania matches, so I guess it was necessary. But looking forward to RYBACK versus Mark Henry, Roger D. Richard. I'm out.